I want to start off by saying that I really appreciated having a live stream for the game tonight. There was a fair amount of trolling that went on, and it's only a couple guys. It is. It's only a couple of guys. So here's where we're at. I can either disable the comments for live streams, and then what we would do is we would leave a link to the Discord server. So anybody wants to come in and comment, ask questions, it's on Discord. It's way easier to prevent and get rid of the trolling that goes on with the live streams. It wouldn't affect the videos. I'm not going to change the way videos are done. But I'm thinking about doing that with live streams because it's very taxing. It's why this channel has so many moderators, because we have this, and it's two guys. I think I know who they are, and this has been a problem with these same people for a while. So, anyways, again, there's 44, almost 45,000 subscribers on this channel, and the idea that two people in a live stream could ruin it for that many thousands of other people is why I'm mentioning this at the start of this video. I'd like to know your opinion in the comment section below. Again, you know, the Discord server is there for people to chat and be decent to one another and whatnot. But there it is. So that out of the way, let's talk about tonight's game. The Washington Capitals now have a 2-1 series lead. And something happened with Vegas, and I have to discuss the pregame show. Sting and Shaggy were just, it was all cringe. And then they went to Pat Sajak, who apparently it's Brandon McNabb. And I don't know if Brandon McNabb is Braden's twin brother or what, but I didn't see Brandon McNabb the whole game. The whole thing seemed weird. It felt to me like Vegas has this big pregame show, so Washington had to compete with it. And Washington's like, well, who can we come up with? We need some new hip names. I know, Sting, Shaggy, and Pat Sajak. Yes. Really weird. Anyways, once that was over, it seemed like Vegas was kind of out of it. And I only kind of mean that because I only got 22 shots tonight. So maybe that pregame show was such an 80s-filled weird zone that it took all that Vegas out of them. In the first period, there was no scoring. There was almost scoring, but Devontae Smith-Pelle kind of ran Marc-Andre Fleury. And they talked after the first period about the fact that Washington isn't respecting Marc-Andre Fleury the way other teams did in the first 3 rounds. They're trying to get him off his game, and it seems to be working on some level. At the same time, depending on the way you look at it, either Marc-Andre Fleury is leaving openings for goals, or Washington's putting the puck in places that the 3 previous opponents to Vegas didn't. In the second period, Ovechkin with a beautiful diving goal. That was a fantastic goal. That's going to be on highlight reels for years. Whether Washington wins or loses this series, that goal is on highlight reels for years. It's his 14th of the playoffs from Karlsson and Kuznetsov, and then Kuznetsov got his 12th from Beagle and Oshie. Evgeny Kuznetsov will win the Conn Smythe Trophy should Washington win this series and win the Stanley Cup. That's right. Fleury had it coming in, but honestly, Kuznetsov in these finals, he's not 100%. If you saw him going to the bench after he took the high stick, you could tell he was laboring, and it wasn't just what had happened to him. You could tell that he's not 100%. And the fact that he's playing through whatever this injury is, and we'll hear when the finals are over what it is, the guy is a warrior. And for anybody who says the Euros are soft, they need to watch Ovechkin and Kuznetsov in this series and then rethink that idea. Because clearly, there's some Euros on this team that are anything but soft players. Third period, Nosek with a goal from Belmar. And honestly, an assist goes to Holtby. Holtby plays the puck behind the net, has all this space behind him, decides to try to get cute with it, pass it out front, and he passes it right to Vegas, and the puck's in the net. So, honestly, this could have been a 0, and Braden Holtby kind of did it to himself. And then Smith-Pelle scores his 5th from Beagle, which was actually really awesome in a way because Smith-Pelle took the penalty on the goalie interference goal, which if he hadn't hit Marc-Andre Fleury, may have gone in anyways. So honestly, this could have been a 4-0 score if not for Holtby's mess up and if not for Devontae Smith-Pelle interfering with the goalie. And then Devontae Smith-Pelle also got a penalty for tripping. It was a play where he's kind of caught out of position and he just falls to the ice and trips the guy. So he gets redemption with the goal, his 5th of the playoffs in that third period. Marc-Andre Fleury with 23 saves on 26 shots. His save percentage is slowly coming down. It's sort of reminding me of, and it's to a lesser extent, of what happened with Pekka Rinne last year in the playoffs. Rinne had a fantastic first round, a good second round, decent third round, and then in the finals, it didn't work. Holtby, 21 saves on 22 shots, and Holtby made some monster saves in that third period. Really solid play. Washington, and I said this during the live stream, the Washington Capitals played the perfect road game tonight. They didn't allow shots. They didn't play really pretty. They didn't overpass. And they took the shots when they had a good chance of scoring. Their shooting percentage is high in this series. Vegas is clearly struggling to contain the Washington Capitals. In a playoffs where all bets are just off, Washington's proving something that I saw. Something I saw when I was looking through Total Hockey. I was looking through in the history of the NHL's Stanley Cup playoffs. I was looking at teams that play 7-game rounds and how they do in the next round. And usually when a team wins a 7-game round in the conference final or the semifinals, it used to be called, they normally win the Stanley Cup. So I looked at that and I thought, that would kind of favor Washington, wouldn't it? I'm not going to get into that video and that whole going through all of the series of finalists and of every other round and how they do when they get through a round of best of 7, playing all 7 games. Because the idea is that Winnipeg was tired after Nashville, and that might be why they fell apart, and that kind of thing. And I don't know how much of that I buy. I can get the wear and tear. I can sort of understand that, but the wear and tear on Washington, and it's there. Like I said, there's injuries on some of these guys that are going to come out after the playoffs, and we're going to say, holy crap, how'd they play through that? But honestly, the record for teams coming out of a 7-game series are not bad. So where they've played a 7-game series and they're playing against a team that's played maybe 4 or 5 in the round before, it's not as lopsided as you might expect. And this series, if it keeps going this way, if Washington can hold this lead, if they can win 2 out of the next 4 games, they are your Stanley Cup champion. Vegas has to win 3 out of 4. That's it. They have to win 3 out of 4 against Washington or they're done. It is a very fine line that they're riding. With this loss tonight, it's dicey, but I'm never going to count Vegas out, and yet at the same time, Washington has won every round in the playoffs, and in every round I've gone against them. Every round I've gone, well, I can't see Washington winning this one, and every single time they've won it. So Capitals fans are like, keep betting against us. They said that at the start of this series, and this may be an annual thing where I say I'm not going to go for Washington. And there you go. Because if I pick them and then they lose that series, then it's going to be, well, you jinxed us. Okay, so Washington, 3-1 winners over Vegas. This series is amazing. Game 4 is on Monday. And there will be a patron live stream likely on Monday. So Patreon's is the service that I use where there's some extra stuff that's not on the main channel. And we do Patreon live streams, which are usually where you see in the live streams now, you'll see 4 or 5, sometimes 600 people, sometimes more if it's a big event like the draft lottery. In the case of patron only streams, there's normally maybe 25 people. So it's a much smaller, much more manageable, much more relaxed sort of experience. It's completely different. So I do like to do that regularly, and so there you go. There's the explanation. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happen upon this video. And hey, I'll talk to you again soon.